and the ammunition bases across the Persian Gulf can continue combat operations at current intensity. Not weeks, not days plural, 72 hours, 3 days. The specific window between this morning and the moment American fighter jets, American naval vessels, American missile defense batteries, and American ground forces across the most contested military theater on Earth run out of the munitions, the missiles, the bombs, and the ammunition that make them something other than expensive hardware, sitting on runways and at sea. Iran destroyed America's forward ammunition supply last night. Not a depot, not a storage facility. Not a single warehouse in a single country that can be replaced by rerouting supply from somewhere else. The entire forward ammunition supply architecture that American Central Command has spent 2 decades building across the Gulf region, the dispersed network of ammunition storage facilities, weapons pre-positioning sites, munitions maintenance depots, and missile reload stations that allow American forces to sustain high-intensity combat operations without waiting weeks for resupply from the continental United States, struck in a coordinated operation that lasted 47 minutes and hit 11 separate facilities across 6 countries simultaneously: Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE, and the maritime pre-positioning ships anchored in the Gulf of Oman that carry the reserve inventory that backstops every land-based depot when ground facilities are damaged or depleted. All of it. In 47 minutes. 11 facilities, 6 countries, 1 operation. And the American military that woke up yesterday morning with enough munitions to sustain weeks of combat operations at current tempo woke up this morning with 72 hours of weapons left. Stay with me for the next 25 minutes, because what happens to the most powerful military in human history when it runs out of the physical materials that translate capability into action? What happens to the pilots, the sailors, the soldiers, the missile defense crews, the 40,000 American service members across the Gulf who are still in an active war zone with adversaries that have not run out of anything, is the story that will define whether this conflict ends in the next 72 hours or escalates into something that the phrase most powerful military in human history becomes insufficient to describe. The clock is not metaphorical. It is running. Let's start with what forward ammunition supply actually means, and why its destruction is categorically different from every other American military loss this conflict has produced. When American military planners designed the force posture for the Persian Gulf region, they built it around a specific logistical doctrine: pre-positioning, the idea that in a region where conflict can escalate faster than transatlantic resupply timelines allow, the solution is to store the weapons close to where they will be needed before the need arises. Not to wait until a crisis develops and then ship munitions from warehouses in Texas and Virginia and California across an ocean and through contested airspace to the pilots and sailors who need them. To have the weapons already there, already stored, already maintained, already positioned within hours of the platforms that will use them rather than weeks. The maritime pre-positioning force, the ammunition supply points in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The weapons storage facilities on American bases that have been quietly accumulating inventory for years. The missile reload stations that allow Patriot batteries and ship-based Aegis systems to rearm without waiting for resupply convoys. The precision munition stockpiles, the JDAM kits, the small diameter bombs, the HARM anti-radiation missiles, the AMRAAM air-to-air missiles that have been the primary instruments of American air operations for 2 weeks. All of that is the forward ammunition supply, not a single facility, not a single depot. A distributed network designed specifically to be resilient against exactly the kind of single-point targeting that Iran has applied to American assets throughout this conflict. Distributed resilience requires redundancy. Every node in the network provides backup for every other node. If one depot is struck, the others continue functioning. If one country's facilities are damaged, the regional network absorbs the loss and continues supplying. Iran did not strike one node. Iran struck all 11 simultaneously, in a 47-minute window, before the strike on any single facility could produce a warning that changed the defensive posture of any other facility on the list. The distributed resilience that was supposed to make the network unchallengeable assumed Iran could not hit all of it at once. Iran hit all of it at once. Let's talk about the specific weapons that are now gone and why each category matters differently. Precision-guided munitions, the JDAMs, Joint Direct Attack Munitions, that convert unguided bombs into GPS-guided precision weapons. The small diameter bombs that allow a single F-35 to carry 8 precision weapons per sortie against a target set that would previously have required multiple aircraft. The pave-way laser-guided bombs that have been the primary instrument of American strikes on Iranian-hardened facilities, including the underground command infrastructure that Iran built specifically to survive unguided weapons. These are not bullets. They're not the kind of munition that can be manufactured quickly, loaded onto a transport, and flown to a base in a matter of days. A JDAM guidance kit is a precision electronics assembly manufactured at a facility in Missouri that operates at a fixed production rate that was not designed to support wartime consumption at the rate American air operations have been burning through inventory.